Hi, welcome to the Legally Blind Geek YouTube channel. My name is Mike. On this channel, I focus on overcoming low vision challenges. In today's video, we are going to look at the most common low vision devices that people buy, use. And part of the reason is because it's less expensive, and they're easy to understand, they're easy to use, and they work really good once you understand what their limitations are and how to use those. And we're going to talk about, optical glass. We're going to talk about magnifiers, both the handheld magnifier, like my favorite, the Eschenbach, that's got the little LED light. You turn it on, boom. It does two things. It illuminates what I want to read in dark places, and it also provides a little bit of a flashlight for those situations where you might need when you're out and about. And it's easy to carry in the pocket. And the other is my cheaters. These were these were prescribed to me through the eye doctor, and basically these are up close magnifying devices, and by that I mean they're designed to help a person read. For instance, right now I'm sitting about 2 feet away from my iMac that I'm recording this on, and the camera that's on the computer, and I'm using one of the apps that comes on the Mac. It's called Photo Booth. Now from here I cannot read the text that's across the top of the page, but if I move in to right here, this is the focal distance or the focal length of the lenses that are in these glasses, and from here I can read the Photo Booth heading at the top of the page, which I'm sure is frightening small children and people that are sensitive, and it's hard to take in all this beauty at one time. So that being said, let me go ahead and take these off. But that's one of the limitations to the eyeglasses or the cheaters or the hand magnifier. Now, one word of caution. One of the first things people like to do when they notice that they've got a visual acuity issue or a visual impairment, it generally manifests itself simply by not being able to read small text. Text that might appear on their iPhone. You get a text message or something like that, it gets to where you can't see, you can't read the font or the text because it's too small. Additionally, prescription bottles or the nutritional information that's on some package. Sometimes those things just get to where they're hard to see, hard to read. And the first thing a person would want to do is, one, they don't want to go to the doctor. They want to fix it themselves. I understand that. But here's something to keep in mind. If you go to one of the big box stores, Hooks, Walgreens, Walmart, Target, whatever it happens to be, whatever your favorite big box store is, they're all probably going to have somewhere some version of a hand magnifier, and they're going to have some version of cheaters. Reading glasses is probably what they're going to call them. And they're going to be on this little turnstile. The glasses, anyway, are going to be on this little turnstile with a little mirror up there, that you can put some on, and you can look in the mirror and say, "Oh, I look good with these on," and "Oh, well, I can see pretty good with these. It's better," but they're never really as good as they should be. The only way you're going to get that is to go to the eye doctor, let them test your vision, come up with whatever your vision is. If it's 2400 or whatever. From that, they'll do a little mathematical arithmetiz, using I'll show you. I'll use a formula like this. And they will decide what the diopter is. And that is a more precise number than the 1x, 2x, or whatever that you're going to find on one of those little turnstile type things on wherever it's on the counter at the end cap or something like that of your pharmacy or your big box store, which are okay for some, but they're not great for anybody. Okay, so with that diopter number that the doctor gets, it's going to be more precise for your vision. And what part of that is important is most of these hand magnifiers, whether they're my favorite, the Eschenbach, or a pair of cheaters like what's in here, is the stronger the magnification is required for you to be able to read the text nice and clearly, affects the focal length. And the focal length basically is, if I want to see what's on my phone and I have this hand magnifier, and I try to do this, it's not going to work. You know, I can't hold it out here like this. That's not the way these work. The way these work are, you hold this up to your eye, you know, kind of like you would an eyeglass, because see how small the glass is? You know, to get a good field of vision, you need to have that up to your eye so your eye is looking mostly through that glass. Then you have to get close to whatever you're wanting to look at so that it magnifies it and comes in nice and crisp and clear. And I need to clean my phone. It's dirty. But that's what these do, and that's how they're designed to work. It's for close looking. You can even look at your fingernail, you know, but you got to be close to it. Okay, these work great for that. The glasses work good for that. Now, another option that you might have, you're thinking, well, that's not going to do me any good if I got to see something that's a couple of feet away, or that's 10 or 20 feet away. They have these little binoculars. And basically, it looks like a small telescope. And it works a little bit like a small telescope. And these, again, depending on what your eyesight is, whatever that diopter is what helps you to select the proper one of these little guys. And you can find these online. You can go to places like LS&S. You can go to Amazon, and you can find these little guys. And they're not that expensive. Not when you compare it to some of the digital magnifiers out there, you know, like the Patriot Viewpoint and others that are several $1,000s. This you can get for around $100 or even less. Same way with my favorite Eschenbach. Just to give you, for instance, or make it easier for you, I'll go ahead and I will link, or I'll put some Amazon links in the description box down below to help you find some of these things and give you some options. And by the way, if you do click on one of the links and you go and you purchase something, it will help the channel out a little bit, because, you know, if you buy a couple dollars worth of stuff, we'll make a couple of pennies. That's about all it amounts to, but I have to throw that in there. And I'll put those links in there, so hopefully it will help you. But with a little guy like this, it's easy to use. You put it up to your eye like you would be looking through a spyglass or a pirate glass or something like that. That's what one of the kids that I showed this to said, "Hey, that's what pirates use." I'm like, "Hey, if that works for you, cool." Now, anyway, dating myself here. You can throw that up there and you turn it from right to left, and you can focus in on something as close as a couple of feet away. I've used this to read the measurements or the readings on a tape measure. I've used this as a device that makes it possible to read road signs or street signs if I'm walking through, you know, an inner city or a community. Actually, I was issued this one by the VA while I was attending the Hines Blind Center in the Hines VA Hospital in Chicago, Illinois. So this is information that I have learned through these kinds of, you know, rehab centers, and I'm passing it on to you, because I know not everybody can go to these things because they're quite expensive if you have to pay for it. For me, it was just a benefit of being a honorably discharged person that had a vision problem that they were able to help me with, and I qualified for that assistance. So a lot of stuff that I show and a lot of the information that I pass on to you is one learned by experience, or I should say learned at a VA blind center, rehab center, and refined over the years as how it works for me, and I believe will work for you. All you have to do is trust it, and all you have to do is be willing to learn how to do things differently and embrace the technology and realize that it's not a bad thing to have a vision loss issue, and it doesn't make you a weaker person, and it doesn't make you somebody that somebody's going to prey on. More often than not, when someone discovers that you have a low vision issue, they will ask you, "What can you see?" That is really an important question we all must face. We all must answer truthfully to ourselves and anyone that asks is trying to help. Be descriptive. Let them know what you can and what you cannot see. That's the first step to overcoming low vision challenges. Thanks for sticking around. Appreciate you watching. Make sure, if you haven't already, if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. As you hit the subscribe button, go ahead and ring that notification bell and tick the all selection. That way when somebody posts a comment or we have a conversation going on in the comments, you can be part of that. And also, you'll be one of the first ones to know when we drop a new video. Thanks again. Make it a great day. We'll catch you in the next video. Bye.